What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back. We are back for the reunion part one of season 5 of Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, I really, girl, I just wish we can fast forward, okay? Because I ain't even in the mood to do this. But anyway, we get into the reunion. Y'all know how it is. They started off with everybody trying to come up, getting there. Monique is there first. We see Candace. We see Karen and her hair. We see everybody, all the girls, okay? The one thing that struck me about T'Challa was even there. Girl, that damn bird. Anyway, one thing that struck me was Candace sitting in the back watching, I guess, the last episode of the season while she was getting her hair and makeup done, and it was on Monique. And I guess the part where she was saying she wasn't remorseful for what happened, but she wasn't remorseful for defending herself, and shit like that. Girl, I'm sitting here like, this your first time watching this or whatever. I was a little bit confused why she was watching it. Girl, you need a reminder. You don't need no reminder to know that girl don't give a damn about you right about now, okay? After the court stuff, you should already know, bitch, it's over and it's done with. That's what you should know. Monique, you should know that shit too, okay? But anyway, so the girls come on set, do the little introduction and all that, and then we get into a look back of Candace. And I'm gonna tell you this, Candace, this is how you kill a bitch, okay? This is how you get to a bitch. You gotta show, and I understand that you're going through what you're going through with this whole fight thing or whatever, but we're not finna do this whole thing. Please do not be throughout this whole reunion rolling your eyes every time Ashley or Monique is mentioned or the attention is on them or whatever, because it's gonna get tired, okay? Tired. I'm tired of it already, because this is how you get to a bitch. You are literally letting people know that these people are getting underneath your skin. Every time you got to make a face when they say something or do something, you act like they not there. That's what you do, okay? When you can't fuck with a bitch and you can't stand a bitch, you act like they ass is not there, like they are dust to you. Oh, Monique, you so-and-so and so-and-so. You just sit there pretty like, you don't pay no mind, okay? Oh, shit, what the fuck happened? Girl, but anyway, somebody just sent me a message. But anyway, that's how you do it. You got to sit there and not let them hoes get underneath your skin, or let it be known that they getting underneath your skin, or that you feel some type of way. Don't give them the upper hand in that situation, because that's how you lose your power, okay? That's just a little bit of advice to any and everybody, all right? But anyway, especially when you're on a fucking reunion, okay? You gotta come ready. Don't reveal your cards all the way. All right. So that happened. I don't even want to get on the dresses, because no. Monique looked nice, Karen looked nice, and then I would probably say Wendy, and then maybe Ashley or Robin. Gizelle is my least. I don't like Candace's bow. If the bow was a little bit smaller, maybe I could have, but, it wasn't too bad. Anyway, moving on from that. So they finally get into the look backs of what's been going on, the upgrading of the seasons, how everybody has upgraded, looking at their looks, asking Karen how she had some fillers in or any work done. She talked about this season that she had something done to her nose tip filled in, because of the fact that, you know, she said it was prohibiting her, constricting her breathing or something like that. And of course, Gizelle had to make a little snide remark. Karen, you let that get to you. You showed that got to you too when you close your mouth like. And I said, girl, quit it. Okay, both y'all be getting on each other's nerves, okay? So this is what we about to be doing this whole reunion. Y'all finna be letting everybody know that y'all getting on my nerves. They get into the whole thing about Gizelle, who they think changed the most throughout the seasons. And they said Karen, and then people was trying to say that Gizelle was the one that stayed the same. She's the shady one, of course. They get into the outfit choices and the taste choices of, Gizelle. And of course, Karen gets brought up, and Gizelle said that she don't care because this is what Karen does. She the one that brought this up. I'm like, I don't know if it was Karen that brought up that you ain't got that much good taste, but us as a viewing public, we've been seeing that, okay? You a little tacky. You a little tacky, bitch. I can't say nothing now, but you a little tacky. You know what I'm saying? You are, and the public sees it. And, you know, so this is just giving a feel of what's going to happen throughout this whole reunion. We already know it's going to be Karen versus Gizelle, and possibly a little bit of Robin. It's going to be Candace versus Monique, and Candace versus Ashley, and Wendy versus whoever she tried to get into it with. That's it. That's it. Okay. So, then they asked Robin, what do they feel about Gizelle's clothing or whatever. She was like, why you put me on the spot like this? And, you know, just going around asking everybody how they feel. And, yeah, I feel like, you know, maybe even Candace said, I would like you to get with a stylist, okay? That's it. Gizelle, you can't dress for shit sometimes, okay? You had one outfit that I did like, and I'm going to give you that. But, you know, you hit or miss. It is what it is. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of. That's your style. That's your style. Moving on, they talked about Robin and Gizelle still being cool, haven't changed throughout the whole time. Like, I'm going to speed through some of this stuff because some of this stuff is not really all that important. Bitch, when Gizelle, though, how do y'all feel? Let me get y'all opinion. How do y'all feel about Karen trying to make up the excuse? Because Gizelle did call out Karen saying that you had on fake Fendi, okay? And then they played the clip and that bitch said Indy, okay? And, you know, she was like, as her excuse, she said, what you wouldn't know real Fendi if you saw it. What that was, you know, she had to have it altered, okay, so that it won't be falling off the shoulders or something like that. But as I was looking at it, I said, didn't it say Indy throughout the whole shoulder? Like, it was Indy, 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 Indy. Girl, Karen, if it's fake, it's fake. It's okay. You like to shop on the budget too. Just because you got a little money don't mean that you don't like to be a little frugal. Okay? You can have a catch bag instead of a Coach. It's all right. You know? You can have on the Indy instead of a Fendi, bitch. It's okay. Own that shit, bitch. That's all that we got to do. Okay? Then they get into the whole thing about Robin, you know, receiving, well, the issues between Karen and Robin and Gizelle, and how Karen was going after Gizelle and Robin on Instagram, or not Instagram, but yeah, that too, Twitter. You know, I don't follow these people, so I don't know what the tweets have been said, but they did put some stuff up there, and they said that, you know, they be going hard, and, you know, Robin whole thing is, you have been going hard. It's not like hearted shade like you try to say, because you basically tried to put at one point the whole fight between Monique and Candace on them, basically trying to say it's their fault, and, you know, they receiving threats and stuff like that. And I can understand being upset, because truth be told, if that was going on, I don't feel that it was really necessarily 100%. I feel like people had hands in the pot. Yes, okay, but that fight between Candace and Monique was between Candace and Monique, and it was about Candace and Monique was the one who initiated the whole hitting, the physical aspect of it. You can't put that on Robin. You can't put that on Gizelle. I'm gonna be straight up and say that. Then they get into, you know, they put a pin in there because they want to talk about that later. They get into, you know, Gizelle's supposed to still be with Jamal. Okay, fine. They get into Wendy and her whole being the first Nigerian housewife, her first season, how has it been, you know, saying that she goes to the market, to the Nigerian market. They look at her like royalty now. And I said, girl, you probably lying, but, you know, go ahead and have it. I'm gonna let you have it because, you know, you proud. You proud. She said her kids feel like celebrities. That's cute. And, you know, she's still teaching at John Hopkins. Oh, let me say it right. The John Hopkins University, you know, political science and all this other stuff. So when her kids get done, her students get done, they will be technically doctors, you know, will have their PhDs and stuff like that. Okay, that's cool. And so Ashley was like, you know, I was never trying to downgrade your degrees or anything like that. And then when she was trying to clear that up, Wendy somewhat dismissed her. And Ashley was like, what the fuck? And so she goes back again because of their whole initial conversation when Wendy's was like, you call me Dr. Wendy. People like you call me Dr. Wendy. And Ashley has to point out You use your degrees in a divisive manner. You use your degrees sometimes when you're being aggressive with your degrees and stuff like that. And of course, Wendy gets upset and she gets very defensive, and she says she has to use that when she's trying to defend herself, and this is her culture. We're proud Nigerians, and this is maybe a culture shift, and that's culture difference and stuff like that. And she was just, her tone was just really, really, I don't want to say aggressive, but very, very defensive. But at the same time, you did do that, Wendy. Every time somebody says something, your defense is my 4 degrees, my 4 degrees. And you do use your education to kind of look down on other people. All right. And that's what was going on. And that's what was being talked about. And it is what it is. I hope they're going to get into the whole Karen issue. Karen said she never saw it for the girl, and she still don't. She don't see it for Wendy, you know, and it's just what it is. So they get into Gizelle talking about saying that Karen called Wendy a floozy or whatever or something, and then you know, Gizelle admitted that, no, I put the floozy in there. Karen didn't really say that. But she did say that she wanted your ass off the show. She been trying to get your ass off the show. And, of course, Karen tried to say, no, that's not what I said. That's not this and woo, woo, woo. And even Robin had to come up and say, you know, when we was coming back from Portugal, you said that, you know, Wendy is not Potomac. She's not a good fit for this show. Okay? And I do believe that Karen said that. Let's be honest, okay? Given her history, given the way that she acted when the girl first got on the show, and we was all confused as to why, you know, Karen didn't see it for Wendy. Because at that time, Wendy hadn't done anything for us to be like, you know, feel a type of way. She literally just popped up on the scene, and Karen just was not here for her, okay? So it was a little concerning. It was a little confusing, and I do believe that Karen did say that. And, you know, now she's trying to take it back. You know, Wendy was saying, basically, I feel like it's because, you know, I didn't come on this show trying to get this, come to her like Mother Goose or whatever. Which, bitch, that old ass nursery rhyme. And then you look at, I ain't even gonna do that. I ain't even gonna do that. Somebody gonna say it in the comments because they already said, shut up. But, no. All right. Come to her as in a motherly type of way or a mentor type of way, the same way that Candace did and the same way that Ashley did, you know. And so Karen was like, that's not it. I want you to come to me, okay, as yourself, I should say, you know. And if anything, this is day one. We had a rough first season. And starting now, this is day one. We're going to get better and all that stuff. Woo, woo, woo. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, they fixed that issue for now. They going to put a pin in it. Okay, it's fasting for right now. And they going to probably unbuckle it later. Meanwhile, they moved on to Candace and her stuff. Okay. Listen. Last night, I did a live, okay, because Candace was in the movie. I'm going to have to give it to you. Candace was in this BT movie that I was promoting, called The Christmas Lottery. If you haven't seen it, you watch it. I don't care if you don't even like Candace. She did a good job, okay? That's one thing I'm not going to sit here and lie about the girl. She did a good job. Even though she was playing herself, you know, a spoiled brat that want to sing whatever, she did a good job. That was still taking money from Daddy, bitch. Okay, I said, you still taking money from Dorothy? But anyway, that is the question that Andy started it off with. Andy said, so you still living up in, Lil Birdie said that you finally out of Dorothy's house. She said, listen, bitch, we'll talk about that when Chris come up on here. Okay, I said, all right, Candace, that's what you got to do. That shit, it made me laugh. It made me laugh because he was trying to be shady. She clocked it. And she said, bitch, I'm not going to give into it right now. Okay. And so they get into asking about her song. You know, is her song better than Ashley's song? Yes, it is. Okay. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You can say, I don't like the girl. I don't, that's not what it is, okay? I just don't like this situation. I'm gonna keep on saying that. I have no ill feelings towards Candace. I do want her to grow up or whatever, and I want her to get over this situation and take the L like a grown-ass woman. That's all that I want, okay? But at the end of the day, I don't know what heals a heart or where to start. That is my shit, bitch. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Candace, bitch, if you ain't do one thing right this whole season, you did that damn song. I don't care what nobody say. That shit hits. Okay, Ashley was sitting there hating. Ashley, you was sitting there hating, talking about some, well, at least my song, I actually sang my song live, okay, and I didn't have no interruption or whatever. She sang her song live too, but her song was so much better, and she got better vocal abilities than you, okay. She ain't got the best, but she got better vocal abilities than you do, Ashley. So of course them two get into their whole little mishaps of argument, going back and forth about how Candace can be so, vile on Twitter, and, her Twitter fingers just be going amok and everything, and how she really don't give a fuck, and if she feels like she's attacked, that's what she's gonna do. Her stuff is in response to stuff, and, her and Ashley going back and forth, and she was like, you're trash, and oh, you need to stop calling people trash. Did you look in the mirror? That's old and played out or whatever. Oh, just like you call my husband trash when your husband is the one over there doing all this stuff or whatever. You sleeping with a man that's itching. You need to get that check. Bitch, Candace gathered the fuck out of Ashley. I'm gonna have to give it to her. Okay, Ashley, you were not prepared. Okay, you were not prepared for that. You were not prepared for that. I'm just gonna fucking say that. I don't know no ifs, ands, ways, or buts about it, okay? That's basically what was going on with that one. I said, Ashley, just sit back and be quiet right now, okay? She's still mad about the situation. They was like, why are you talking, acting like they said something about, she never said anything about your family and stuff like that. And she was like, she did say something about my family, okay? And then Candace was like, what? Saying that your, or I think Robert said, saying that your baby looked like your husband. And she was like, yes, that's rude. I said, wait. The only way you would think that's rude is if you think your husband is ugly as hell, okay? Now, is that the situation? Is that the situation? You are the second person on this Real Housewives franchise that did that, because Portia took offense when they said that PJ looked like Dennis. Girl, y'all think y'all man's ugly and y'all want y'all kids to look like y'all man's. Your baby do look like Dean, Michael, okay? That's what's going on with that. Then they get into this whole situation of a viewer asking, how come, it seems as though y'all was pushing so hard for Candace to make amends and apologize for her wrongs and the things that she said to Ashley, but y'all didn't push as hard when Ashley was doing all the stuff that she was doing in previous seasons. And they was like, that's not true. The only difference is Ashley went on ahead and apologized, and, she was sincere about her stuff. That's what the difference was. And Karen was coming out on the defense of, I don't feel like that was needed. These women are women enough and grown enough to be able in time to come together and to genuinely and organically sit down and have that conversation. And she could possibly be true. They were trying to get, Candace to apologize, and just kept on honing in on that and honing in on that and honing in on that. So I get where it's coming from. And then they asked this question, and I kind of felt it was coming up. I kind of knew it was coming up. Girl, they asked the question about colorism. They said, is it the reason why, do you think does colorism play a part in the reason why people call Candace and Wendy aggressive compared to everybody else? I said, oh shit. For some of y'all it is, okay? For some of y'all it is. But truth be told, for me, that's not what it is, okay? Do I feel like Candace is aggressive? I feel like Candace get aggressive when she gets into her arguments and stuff like that. That's when that mouth get going. Do I feel like Wendy come off aggressive? I wouldn't say necessarily aggressive like she finna beat somebody ass or whatever, but her tone can be a lot like she got something to prove, like she always on the defense. But for me, it ain't about color. The bitch just get on my goddamn nerves. It ain't got shit to do with color for me, okay? But I can see exactly why that is brought up, because for some of y'all and for some people it is, and you have to admit that. So, of course, this question comes up, and Wendy wants to know the answer. And, it's a touchy subject, and it's a thin line, and that's what they were showing. And, of course, Ashley, she don't feel that she was trying to say it because of her skin tone. And I truly don't feel like that's what it was either, okay? But I can see how Wendy and maybe even Candace can possibly feel, and possibly Monique, because Monique is brown skinned too. She's not as light as the other ladies on the cast, but when they call her aggressive or whatever, but it, you know, it's a touchy subject. Like I said, when I call you that, and if I never use that word, I don't think, I ain't gonna say I never used it, saying that about Wendy. I can't remember, so I'm not gonna say that I never used it, because y'all can pull out some receipts and be like, bitch, on episode this, at this mark in your review, you said that. I don't remember, but if I have said it, it's because the bitch was acting aggressively. Okay, when she was at that table with Ashley, and she was all up on that. You people like you called me Dr. Wendy, okay? And she was doing too much. She was doing too much. You was being way aggressive. You were, okay? But then it comes into play now, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. Before this, the colorism thing never came up in my mind, okay? I wasn't looking at Wendy as this dark-skinned black woman who, you know, has this stigma, and we already know dark-skinned people in the world, and especially black women, dark-skinned black women gets bad reps, okay? Black women in general gets bad reps, and especially dark-skinned black women get bad reps, and they get shitted on. They get looked down upon, even within their own communities, okay? And so I can understand the feeling where Wendy is coming from, and some people can say that it's a reach, but we have to put it out there because it is possible. There are people that do look like Wendy said, hear those type of words and feel like, okay, that's go time. I can go ahead and say that it's okay for me to say this in this negative way or whatever, and, you know, equate skin color to it. We've seen it all the time. We see it all the time, okay? But it just, you know, you got to teeter-totter the thin line. And then when Monique was like, they was like, what word can we use, especially if a black woman is acting aggressive like Wendy was? You know, she talked about some look up in a dictionary. It's different words that you can use, whatever. Girl, if that's how you was acting, that's how you was acting. Not everybody, but I get what she's saying. But not everybody's going to be like, let me have a synonym for the word aggressive. Let me look at my thesaurus and see if I have another word for aggressive so that I won't offend you, even though you offended me by acting the way that you're acting. You know, nobody's going to do that. So this debate, this issue is going to still be going on. And then even then, Monique was like, you say hood rat, you say ghetto or whatever. And here go Candace. Well, you called yourself hood. There's a difference between saying I'm hood and hood rat, okay? Nobody calls himself a hood rat. You know what I'm saying? And mean that in a positive way. You know, some people can, hood is interchangeable, okay? I'm from the hood. I'm from this neighborhood. I'm from that. You know, hood rat has a very negative, and ghetto has a very negative connotation when you say it in certain ways. Just like nigga has a very negative connotation when you say it in different ways, okay? And the ways that they were being thrown at Monique was in a negative type of way, okay? That's what it is. Let's not play dumb. Let's not play dumb. The same, you know, so those are trigger words too. So that gives people opportunities to want to call that girl and probably other black women and black people ghetto, hood rats, and all this other stuff. Okay, just like the aggressive and the angry black woman and all that shit and bitches, you know. So it's just a thin line that we have to learn to, you know, maneuver around so that we can be PC with everybody, but nobody, when you're in the thralls of stuff, you're not really thinking about trying to be PC with people, and that's the issue, you know. We get into that Candace is going back to school. She's trying to get her master's degree. Is it a master degree in business administration? Girl, that's what I got my degree into. But okay. We got similarities, but woo! Let me shut up. But anyway, yes. So that's good. You know, she and Chris, is that his name? She and Chris, they just got a new house. They put down on a new house, and she said the only thing that Dorothy didn't brought her was a plant. That's it. And so after that, they did a little break, and so we hear Monique over there talking to Candace. Talking to Ashley, because Candace, you know, they talked about how she's growing and her life would be a lot better if she was off Twitter, and basically said that, you know, you see how she was spilling all that over there, saying all that stuff, but she didn't take any type of accountability. I said, Monique, girl, while you up here talking about accountability for that, girl, I hope you take accountability for your actions too, okay? I just want you to do that, you know, so you won't look like a hypocrite, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, you know, Ashley asked, "Will they ever bury the hatchet?" I said, "Girl, no. When the courts get involved and you put the cops on me, girl, no, we ain't finna bury no hatchet. You do you and I'ma do me. We ain't gotta be friends no more. Okay, that friendship is dead and gone if you ask me. And if they ever come back to being cool again, I'm gonna be looking at that shit sideways like this shit is fake. This shit is fake." And Wendy, ain't nobody said shit to you. Monique was trying to talk, and at one point, and you know, she tried to dismiss Monique. I was like, girl, Monique ain't never did shit to you, so you need to calm that stuff down. And that's why people don't like you, okay? Because you do too fucking much, girl. Instead of calling it aggressive, we gonna say you do too fucking much. There you go. There you go. Well, shit, there, I just solved the problem right there. But anyway, she was like, yeah, I got some shit. If you want to get into it, don't nobody want to see the shit that I got up in this binder. I said, oh, bitch, Regina George. Monique George finna come out with the goddamn burn book. I said, bitch, Monique, you better have some real receipts, okay? Because we've been waiting for this shit. At least I have. And I don't want to be sitting here looking at your ass like, bitch, that's what the fuck you got. Girl, don't get my hopes up for nothing, okay? Please don't. So we get into Gizelle and her home and her relationship with Jamal. She get asked a question about every hue. You know, the website is down. She said they're not manufacturing any because of COVID, and you know, saying that her manufacturer shut down. And of course, Karen had to come through and be like, girl, if your shit ain't selling and it's over and it's done, just say that, okay? I just want the truth, you know, because you did come in my throat about, you know, Grand Dame, you know, whatever her thing is, La Dame, okay? And she said, my stuff can be found on the Bloomingdale website, okay? Where is yours, okay? What manufacturer you using that your shit has been shut down? If it's not in the process no more, just say that, okay? And that's basically what's going on. Her stuff is not together, all right? They get to talking about her home decor and how it's tacky. And Karen was like, you know, she was like, I like it. You know, it's good. It look good to me. And then Karen said something like, or not. And then she was like, it's not up to you, Karen. That's your opinion. Okay, yeah. Okay, I asked the question. No, that wasn't a question. You know, with Geritol, your Geritol then kicked in and all this stuff or whatever. And they got into the whole argument or going back and forth about age. And, you know, Karen is only 7 years older than Gizelle. Karen is 57. Gizelle is 50. Okay? Just to let y'all know. And so that's what Karen had to say, you know, while you up here trying to act like you in your 20s and your 30s, baby girl, that's not what it is, okay? So you can calm down with the ageism because, you know, Wendy had to bring the correct word in, okay, for Karen to use. So they get into that. Then they get into the whole situation about Jamal being the pastor, living in her phone. How has things been? Because he is the pastor of New Birth. He's down in Atlanta. She was like, you know, since their numbers are crazy, she's going to be working with that. And, well, being careful about that. And, you know, seeing the relationship between her daughters and her baby daddy, their father, it made them, because they actually sat down and they watched the episodes with them, and it made them sit down and have that conversation that they needed to have. And she was like, that was needed, and she was thankful for that. And they asked about her father, whether or not the father still feels the same way. She was like, I'm pretty sure he does, but that's my dad and he's supposed to. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, he's being protective. So that's that. Okay. And then they was like, so are you still with Jamal? She said, yes, I am. Bitch, Karen said, are you sure? Are you really sure? Because word on the street is, I mean, I'm just saying, we need to know the truth, but it ain't none of my business, but we need the truth. I said, Karen, you being nosy as hell, but do ask the question that we want to know. Are y'all really together? Because word on the street is you and him came together, had an arrangement so that he can help you keep your job, and that he got another baby, and your daddy did say that he had like 6, 7 babies, and the 7th baby is the new baby that he had while he was in a relationship still with you currently. I said, oh man, I remember that rumor. I said, Gizelle, what you gotta say, girl? Child, Karen acting like she don't want to be involved, but you still asking a question, and basically, Gizelle basically tried to skimp over it, but then eventually said, no, he's not with anybody else, and no, she wouldn't be with him if she if he had a baby on her and all that stuff or whatever. And then here comes Monique. Monique was sitting a little bit too quiet this whole part 1. Baby brought out the burn book, and she said, listen, bitch, your nigga that's supposed to be your nigga, he out here fucking around with another woman that sent me some receipts, sent me text messages, screenshots, and all this stuff, and she a pastor too, while y'all was supposed to be supposedly together, okay, and said that this was just a rearrangement, this is for reality TV, okay. She gets the receipts, she gets the book, and Candy said she been sitting on this whole time, she been waiting to use this. I said, bitch, yes. And I am not mad at Monique, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm not mad at Monique, because Candace get upset, so we gonna listen to this, while she up here saying all this stuff or whatever, and you sitting here taking all this time out your day. Why not? This is the reunion, huh? This is the reunion. The reunion is full of fucking props, receipts, and all that shit. That's what we do on the goddamn reunion, okay? We try to clear shit up. When you come for somebody, they gonna come for your ass. That's what happened at the reunion, okay? And like Monique said, y'all want to come for my family, calling my husband big boy, doing all this and putting out this room and all this shit, bitch. I'm finna put out this too, okay? Now the question is, do y'all believe it, okay? She said, do you want me to read the stuff? Do you want me to put his phone number out there? Bitch said the goddamn phone number, and Gizelle said, yep, that is his phone number. I said, bitch, Gizelle knew that shit was true. She knew that shit. I don't know if she knows it's true. I don't know if it's true or not. Do y'all believe that it's true? Put it down in the comments. But the way that Gizelle kind of, stiffened up, especially when she heard that number come out and she confirmed that was his number, I said, it might be some validity to that. Now, Monique, you done read that whole shit out. I hope that you ain't reading off some shit that, like Andy said, how do you know that shit could be real? Okay? How do you know them texts can be real? Just because you read the number out don't mean that the text cannot be manipulated, okay? Because people do that these days. But, baby, the way Gizelle stiffened the fuck up and read that shit, girl, I was like, that's how we gonna end this? That's exactly how we gonna end this. She said, bitch, I got something on everybody, bitch. Okay? Since you want to call my man big boy, I said, girl, that's what it is. You little petty bitch. But anyway, that was the Real Housewives of Potomac Part 1. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.